Welcome in everybody on youtube.com/Forza Drift Events. This is Forza Drift Events Season 5, Round 6, the season finale. We are here at Irwindale. We have a convoy ready to go. It's going to be a little bit speedy today, so we're going to get straight into the convoy. But before we do that, of course, we have the track showcase. Irwindale, a tricky track. Going to be difficult, especially when we get into the head-to-heads, which might actually come sooner today than normal. It looks like during our drivers meeting today, we were able to establish a one-day competition. So right after our qualifying session, where we're going to see our top 16 drivers in a head-to-head bracket, we'll take a quick break, about 15 minutes, and then we'll be back for the head-to-heads in the same day. A little bit funky for this Season 5 finale, but nonetheless, we have competitors ready to go here outside Zone 2 after that tricky inner Clip 1, coming into a tight inside Clip 2. Another transition for outer Zone 3, starting to pick up a little bit of speed here. Lots of long curves on this track, and the end of the judge section. So 3 long curves, a couple of inner clips, but a little bit of elevation change can definitely make this track a lot trickier than it seems. Let's go ahead and take it over to the keys to victory and see exactly how our judges are faring. Good to go from our end. Hopefully shredded. Hopefully everyone can see me and hear me. We are live. But anyways, keys to victory, we have a smooth entry to OZ1 with a high angle. Obviously, the initiation zone goes straight into OZ1. Stay high up in the bank. Make sure you're covering that full, awesome, beautiful. Looking for that full coverage. Smooth transition into inner clip 1. I really think we're going to see a lot of issues between inner clip 1 or between outer zone 1 and inner clip 1. It's a bit of a tricky transition, and it's also going downhill a very little amount, but it's still going to make things a little bit different for grip. So the lack of practice, it might come out for any driver at this point. Decelerate into OZ2 with high angle. There is a deceleration zone right after inner clip 1, so it's going to be a snappy couple of transitions for the start of the track, much more technical than the end of the track, but stay close to the wall through the entire zone. Of course, full coverage is what we're looking for, what our judges are looking for. And a smooth transition into inner clip 2, and a snappy transition through OZ3. So high angle, keep close proximity to the wall, full coverage, and you'll have a no problem getting into that sweet spot of 80 plus. Today might be a little bit different. We are looking at a top 16 bracket today instead of a top 32 bracket. It is the end of the season. A lot of drivers unfortunately unable to make it today, but it has been a long, eventful season. We do have, of course, as you can see here on this keys to victory panel, maybe not yet so much, but we have a few new things for you. We're gonna go straight to the track. You can see some new transitions, some new panels, some work done by the media team and the FDE organizer Shreddit. Obviously you can see these changes, these visual changes on the website as well. Go to ForzaDriftEvents.com and see what we're cooking for you. We have a couple other surprises that I'm not going to spoil just yet. We're going to see them as they happen, and I think that is just about it. Without further ado, we have our first driver on the track. It's going to be B-Boy, our first qualifying driver for round 6. Here we go, nice and smooth off the line. Just qualifying at the moment, so no big deal. We do give our drivers 2 runs to settle their score in. So here is where the trickiness might happen. A bit of really good, impressive speed control there. A lot of speed coming down that little bit of a hill from OZ1 through inner clip 1. Camera car is a little bit drunk apparently, but we'll tighten up the hatch as we go through, but very good looks from B-Boy just starting out. We'll see what the judges have for us on B-Boy's first run. No practice needed. B-Boy just jumping in and getting a completed run out of the way immediately. Very solid run. Again, the speed management and the transition control between inner clip 1, outer zone 1, inner clip 1, and outer zone 2 is going to be really important. Looks like we have a 28 for Judge 1 online and a 28 for Style from Judge 3. And a 26 for Angle, so a total of 82. Definitely happy with an 80-plus score. B-Boy's been around for a while now. We've seen him improve greatly and has become a very consistent driver. Good to see you, B-Boy. Great qualifying run. All right. Let's use some of these hotkeys. We get back to the gameplay, and it looks like it worked. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. So we have our current scores up there at the top. B-Boy up with a 28, but on the track it is bricked. Bricked? It's bricked. CCX bricked on the line. Here we go. That 242 turbo with the CCX livery is very reminiscent of another very talented driver, 242 Ranga. We'll make sure we keep this high-speed section within line of sight of the camera truck. Beautiful control into this long outer zone 2 slide. Outer zone 2 ends, but it continues sort of in a way through that second inner clip. So just a really long corner. I'm sure it's a lot of fun to drive. This track looks like a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and take a second look at exactly what just happened with a new feature for FDE, Instant Replay. Looks like that's exactly what we just saw. Let's go ahead and ignore that and forget what I said. Let's go over to the line one more time. Technical difficulties. Here, let's go to the judges panel and see how bricked fared while I try to figure out exactly what just went wrong. We're trying to get instant replays to work, man, but I swear it is a finicky OBS plugin. It does not want to cooperate sometimes, so we're gonna give it a shot again on the next run just for testing purposes. But bricked came ready to play. A 30-30-29 for bricked with a total of 89. Almost touching that 90s club mark for the weekend, but just shy of 1 point. Fantastic run though, and well done. Okay, back to the main gameplay. Let me take a quick second and make sure that I have all of what I need. Okay, it looks like it should be working. We're going to give the instant replay another shot, but hopefully we have something we want to see twice. I definitely think we could here with Crazy Yoda. This is our number 2 driver in the championship standings. Now, currently CCX Baz is the number 1 driver. The only driver that has the potential to kick out CCX Baz from that number 1 championship standing spot is Crazy Yoda. So Crazy Yoda is looking for as many points he can possibly get, and that includes an extra 5 points for having the highest scoring qualifying run. So this could be absolutely replay worthy. We hope that it's going to work when I click it. Let's hope that we can keep up with Crazy Yoda in this old school Skyline. Beautiful body weight initiation into inner clip 1, or excuse me, outer zone 1. Midline through the inner clip. Beautiful coverage and angle through that inner clip. Does a 360 into a late entry into OZ2. I think he's getting a little fancy here. Might have, yeah, he might have just outplayed himself. Let's see that if we can do an instant replay on that of a beautiful skill issue. Here we have Crazy Yoda starting out strong in this beautiful instant replay, brought to you by FDE Shred It and FDE Hot Like Soup, our web developer, and Shred It working hard to get new features like this enabled for FDE. You see here, he set himself up for a beautiful outer zone 2, but apparently his brain short-circuited and he went for a 360 and then drove off the track. So we'll see Crazy Yoda for a second run here shortly, but that's going to be for sure going to be a DNF. Yeah, judges didn't even put DNF. We're just going to go straight into the next driver. It is Infa Faded. Sorry, apologies for that graphic on the top right. Of course, anyone who plays this game or understands Forza, we have convoys, and that convoy are all the drivers that are kind of waiting in line. Beautiful looks from Infa Faded here. Wow, great coverage, great transition. A little bit of an early exit from OZ2, but I don't think the judges are going to knock him too harshly for that. Going into OZ3 for the long haul and a completed run. Great looks from Infa Faded. Let's see while Infa Faded gets his score, a line score of 27. Let's go ahead and make sure that we get our HUD right. Judge 3, style score of 27, line score of 27. So you see a little bit of an early exit, a little bit of a late entry of these zones. You got to get full coverage to make sure you're collecting all the points you possibly can, and yet still a score of 80 for Infa Faded. 80 and above is usually the safe place, but today we do have a top 16 instead of a top 32, so 80 might just not make it. Hopefully it does for Infa Faded's sake. Great run. Onward to the next driver. We have Karma Mark IV, another veteran driver in FDE. Always a pleasure to see Karma pushing the limits in his S15. And here we are in the season finale of Season 5 here in Round 6 at Irwindale with Karma on the line, ready to say farewell to Season 5 and an incredible performance. I believe Karma was unfortunately unable to make it a couple of rounds, but still racked up well over 100 points, closer to 150, 60 points for all of his achievements throughout the season. Very talented driver. Having a little bit of issues with the grip there through OZ2, unfortunately gripping up and heading his car out straight off the track. It's going to be a DNF, but of course we do have a double run opportunity for our drivers, so not the end of round 6 for Karma yet. And here we have next driver making his way. It looks like it's a CCX livery. It is indeed a CCX livery. It is Oryx. I want to say Oryx 6. I want to say, almost want to say VI, but okay, we're going to say 6. Oryx 6. Now, good to see you, Oryx. CCX livery. Let's hit it. I had some drivers in the drivers meeting today telling me that my pronunciation for names is wild. I gotta be honest, I do my best here. But sometimes y'all's names are freaking encrypted, okay? And then you have some people like Crazy Yoda, Sir Seek, Mr. Skill Issue, who have 3 names. Another issue here for the outside of OZ1. So I thought a lot of trouble was going to come from that OZ1 interclip 1 area. There's a double transition there that is very quick and you get a lot of speed, and if you don't time it right, you don't have full control of your car, you definitely are going to meet the wall. But so far, driver's not really having an issue with that section, but the exit of OZ2 giving some drivers a little bit of issues, just slowing down that little bit of speed you lose going into OZ2, and then that tight turn in, pulling that car to the inner corner, definitely causing a little bit more grip than perhaps these drivers were prepared for. Here we have FDE Play Pro, part of the media team of FDE, of course, making our track showcases all season long, and also a great competitor here with a little bit of contact early on in the zone, but settling in for a nice angle, pulling his run back together. We got one tire on that yellow line there. Definitely going to have some problems with judging for that. He just says, hey, OZ2 wasn't looking good. Let's get another run under my belt. The strategic DNF from Play Pro. And we'll see him back on the line after the rest of the convoy. Back to the line. Now we have slides for days. Hot off the line. Make sure we can keep up without slamming into the wall. A little bit of contact there. A lot of early contact. You're definitely going to expect it. The initiation needs to be perfect. A lot of the advantage, I think, is going to go towards the body weight initiators. It's a little bit more of a high skill initiation rather than just e-braking into it. You got to really understand your car's grip levels. You have to understand your platform very well to get those body weight initiations, but I feel like those are going to set you up for a more controlled inner clip one on this track, as you see a lot of these drivers, highly skilled drivers, meeting contact with the wall early on. Pretty harsh contact too, where it's actually bouncing them off of the wall. Nonetheless, a completed run for slides for days at 23 for line, 22 for angle. And a 22 for style, a total of 67. Now, in a typical 32 player bracket, that might just be enough to get in there, but with the top 16 today for the season finale, might be the end of the season for slides for days. But good attempt, and a completed run nonetheless is an accomplishment. Up next, we have TKOG on the line in this YSS livery Cadillac. Little homage, perhaps, to some previous competitors in FDE. Yeah, let's go hit it. See what, not slides for days, what TKOG can do. Now we'll see if this is an e-brake initiation or a body weight initiation. Looks much more like body weight here. A little bit of contact there early in the zone. Definitely fighting for angle after that contact. Decent inner clip one. Lots of contact. Looked like it might have been desync from my end though, and it looks like we're having a little bit of desync. We'll continue on with the run. Okay, so that's a strategic DNF. Hard to tell what was real and what was Forza messing with us there, but it looks like it was a DNF either way. TKOG understands what it takes to get in closer to that top 8, that podium qualifying run, so looking for a second run. TKOG will be back on the line later on. And here we have Diesel. I believe this is or was YSS Diesel. I'm not sure. I don't have my, unfortunately, I don't have my convoy list up. But either way, nice Sim Magic livery. It'd be really sick if this player was actually on a Sim Magic wheel rig. But nonetheless, Diesel ready to go for his round 6 qualifying run. Really nice control there. That's what we want to see. Really nice control into outer zone 1. A little bit of contact, some fenders flying off there, but nothing too much. You don't see the car bouncing off of the wall. Beautifully done so far from Diesel. Let's see how he handles this tight inner pull for outer clip 2, or excuse me, inner clip 2. Beautiful run. Fantastic run. I think we definitely want to see that back one more time. Diesel putting up a great qualifying run there. We're definitely going to see that well into the 80s, starting out with a beautiful initiation. Now that is what the judges are looking for. How much control do you have, and how deep of zone coverage can you achieve in outer zone 1? Now a little bit shallow on that inner clip 1 transition. Judges might be looking for more of a wider line through there, but beautifully done through OZ2, through the inner clip 2, and settling in for that final long haul through the judge section. Incredibly well done by Diesel. And that is what you'd expect to see, a 97. A perfect amount of style coming out there from Diesel, with an angle and a line to match at 32. Nearly a perfect score for Diesel. 97 total. Now I believe we've gotten a 98 this season, but the amount of 97s, I mean, anything above a 95 is pretty wild. 97 is incredible. Only a total possible number of points of 99. So when you see that 97, it's only 2 points off perfection, which is pretty damn tough to do. But of course, this is the challenge that our drivers can rise to in FDE. We have now our DNF drivers coming around for their second go around the track. It is first up with Crazy Yoda. Beautiful control into outer zone 1. Smooth and stable all the way through the zone. Midline, beautiful coverage of inner clip 2, deceleration zone through OZ2. Looking stellar, looking stable. Pulling his car in for that inner clip 2. Perfect coverage. Beautiful angle. Can he finish strong with an OZ3? Pushing himself through the judge section. An incredible run to follow. An incredible run. We know we're going to watch that back one more time. Crazy Yoda, number 2 driver of the season, trying to get as many points possible for his qualifying run. Of course, in the championship standings, which you can find at ForzaDriftEvents.com, 5 points are awarded to the top qualifying run, and Crazy Yoda might just have it. An incredible run through each zone, full coverage, full angle, and lots of stable control. Beautiful, beautiful run. So you know Crazy Yoda is going to be happy with that. He may just be getting his flowers early here with a 98 to follow a 97. 33 for style, 33 for angle. Perfect scores. The line score with just 1 point deducted for a total of 98. Beautifully done for Crazy Yoda. It's going to be tough to beat that 98 for anyone else, so Crazy Yoda might just have a shot at taking the leader off of the number 1 position. But of course, there's plenty of round left. Here we have Karma on his second go around the track here. Let's see how Karma does it for his final run of the season. Do or die, it doesn't matter. Season 5 is coming to a close. A little bit of early contact, but fighting for that angle. Looking settled in through inner clip 1, deceleration zone into outer zone 2. And now this little bit of a slowdown, high angle there through inner clip 1. Great coverage, a little bit more contact, but not enough to send the car straight. And a great fight from Karma here in round 6. And I'm going to go ahead and say that that might be up there in the high 80s, low 90s. Great run by Karma. Looks like we have a 29 for line and a 28 for style. Angle score coming in. As we have a few more drivers. It looks like we have a 0.5 of a point. It is 85.5 for Karma Mark IV. Great run to end the season with. A successful season for Karma for sure. We do have another driver on the track ready to get going. Oryx looking to set his, say his farewell to Season 5 here. Hopefully ending off with a heater. Ooh, a little bit of contact, but right now is no time to give up. You eat that contact, you get back on the track, and you settle in for the long haul here, which is exactly what Oryx is doing. Beautifully done through OZ2. Love to see these 240 slide. Great livery, great car, and a great driver. There's nothing more you can ask for. Lots and lots of angle through OZ3, and that is going to be the end of Oryx's Season 5 qualifying runs. Let's take a quick look back and see how Oryx was able to pull himself back into that OZ1. We see this initiation contact in OZ1 a lot. You see it was enough contact there to push him out of the zone, but just fighting back into it. I've said this all season long. I've said it in Season 4. Being able to make a mistake and quickly and elegantly recover from that mistake is absolutely part of the game. It's part of the skill expression of these drivers. It's part of the sport. And I love highlighting moments where drivers are able to pull themselves back into the round by simply not giving up. And of course, that wasn't a major mistake there. A little bit of early contact in OZ1 is pretty common. So nothing egregious. A 27 for line. A 27 for angle and a 28 for style. So a negative 82 for Oryx. Negative 82. We're playing golf now, boys. Now, an 82 for Oryx there. A great way to send off the Season 5 finale with an 80-plus score for the qualifying run. And I believe our last qualifying run for this specific convoy, it is PlayPro back on the line. Still rocking that Season 4 name card on his door. PlayPro's been around in the community for a very long time. I'm sure you guys all know him. Part of what makes FDE special, as he is part of our production team. Lots of deceleration there. Very afraid I was going to make contact between the camera truck and the car. But thankfully, no contact and a completed run for PlayPro. A little bit of an issue with grip. It seems like PlayPro might be getting more grip in these outer zones than he thinks he should, or perhaps was prepared for. Because just unable to slide the car back further for full coverage. But still, partial coverage is still a completed run. But we're going to see some points taken off of that line. Yep, 27. 27 for angle to match it. Good angle throughout the entire track. And the style coming in. Looks like style is going to be a 26 for a total of 80. Not too bad at all. We have one more driver, I believe, TKOG. And then we'll be heading to an ad break. So let's see what TKOG has for us, putting his qualifying run down, if I'm not mistaken. Great. Avoided contact with that initiation and the early parts of OZ1. Beautifully done. Bit of a shallow line through inner clip 1, but is able to make the deceleration zone for OZ2. Good angle, a little bit of contact, but nothing to scoff at. Ugh, light coverage of inner clip 2. This score... Oh, that might be a completed run. That might be a DNF. That would be a really unfortunate way to end the season. It was looking so good, but just a late exit out of OZ2 means a miss on inner clip 2. Just the line, that's unfortunately a DNF. TKOG did not want to go out like that. An unfortunate ending of Season 5 for TKOG, but another driver who's already proved himself here in FDE. We know what he can do. It's definitely a solid driver. Thanks for playing this season, and that goes for all of our drivers that have qualified so far, and all the drivers continuing to qualify today. We hope you're enjoying this Irwindale Round 6 season finale. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back again. This is Season 5, Round 6, the season finale of Forza Drift Events. Check out ForzaDriftEvents.com for information about the entire season, as well as being able to reference the championship standings, which I'll be talking about a lot today. We have two drivers who are going to be battling for that gold medal for the season, not just this specific round, but the entire season's worth of championship standing points. But of course, we have plenty of other drivers saying farewell to Season 5 here. We have another convoy of drivers ready to qualify. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the little bit of a new look and some new features, including the instant replay feature that we've been working hard on to make sure it works right, and it seems like it's being cooperative today, so that's a good sign. And yeah, hopefully we have some more runs that we can see twice in that beautiful new instant replay feature. Let's take it over to the track. We have another driver on the line ready to go already in a Trans Am. It is Awesome Pie. Now, a good run usually starts with a good initiation, am I right? Oh, that is not the initiation we're looking for. That is a very late initiation. That is an unchaseable run already. Unfortunately, those wide tires and hips not doing any sliding at all. Way too much grip in that car. Way too much grip. But that's all right. That's what FDE is all about. You can be a new driver and learn a hell of a lot very quickly in this community. We've had a lot of drivers come and join us and improve as the seasons have continued. Now, I believe Awesome Pie has been sliding around for a while, so I think it might just be perhaps a new car, new tune, new track, too much grip. Perhaps not a lot of practice, but nonetheless, Awesome Pie will have another go around. Hopefully he can get some e-brake action into Outer Zone 1, but Bionic Bunghole on our screen now. Classic driver, beautiful livery creator, and a pleasure to watch throughout the last few seasons of FDE as he bids Season 5 farewell. Closes his season here with hopefully a stellar run, fighting for a little bit of grip there, and finally able to settle into the drift. A midline through inner clip 1 looking good. Deceleration zone is solid as well, not even a broken wing. A member of the Big Wang Gang, Bionic Bunghole, doing the club justice. Beautiful slides through the entire track, and I love that livery. I love that car. Bionic Bunghole is a gent. Let's take a look at that one more time. With instant replay, brought to you by FDE Shred It. Beautiful initiation, no contact, struggling just a little bit for angle there, perhaps more grip at that speed than anticipated. A solid line, and this is where a lot of issues happen. The line that you take coming out of OZ2 is going to make or break the rest of your run, and you can see absolute control throughout the entire course. A beautiful job from Bionic Bunghole and a beautiful livery. Bionic Bunghole with a total of 91. Another 90s club score. Beautifully done from Bionic Bunghole. I'm sure there's no better way you can say goodbye to Season 5 with a 90 club score for your qualifying run. Very well done. Up next, we have a surprise. It's Funky Monkey. Not a surprise, it's just a spoiler. Sometimes I don't switch the graphics fast enough. Shred It's too fast for me. Either way, Funky Monkey, you know him, you love him. Here on in an Infinity, like, this is a weird car. I don't think I've ever seen this car drift in FDE, so interesting choice. Let's see how it pays off. digging livery. That rear diffuser is wild. Looks like he's gonna, oh. Okay. We're looking good through OZ1. You can have a little bit of that controller wiggle, but it's very tight. Sliding back into OZ2 there, looking controlled, looking like he's putting the car exactly where he wants it. Interclip 1 or 2, excuse me, with beautiful coverage and a solid line, a solid angle through the entire course. Well done from Funky Monkey in the Infinity. Now, if that might be a 90 score. If it is, I'll be sad that I didn't rewind it there. But a 29 for line and a 30 for angle. We're going to need to see a 31 for style here to make it a 90. But another one bites the dust. Another 89. I wonder how many 89s we've had this season. I feel like a lot of drivers, that last point just is elusive, man. It's elusive, but an incredible run for Funky Monkey and an interesting choice of car. On the line, we have a casual crew livery. Love that purple caddy. Looking good, looking good. It's definitely not Funky Monkey, and I do not have my drivers listed next to me, so maybe we can just zoom in on this door card. Who is that? It's not Black Viper in the purple caddy. Ready to go. Could have just looked at the license plate, but hey, I'm blind. Looks like a bodyweight transition into OZ1. Good looks. A little bit of an early exit there, but trying to get a good line for the interclip 1 and then the decel zone. No deceleration to be had. A couple of fenders flying off the car there from some contact with the wall. Not enough to bump him off his line, but awkward but controlled. You see that left foot braking coming in there at the end of OZ3 to try to pull the car back into zone coverage. Good control there. Another expression of, hey, I made a mistake, but I'm not going to give up. We're going to finish this run and see how many points we can pull out. Very good error correction and a very good slide in general from It's Not Black Viper. Looks like the judges agree. A 27 for line and a 28 for angle. And a style score of 28 for a total of 83. Very good score all season long, but in a top 16 bracket situation like we have today. Not 32 drivers qualifying, it's just going to be 16. 83 could do it, could not. But up next, we have CCX Baz, the leader of the casual crew, one of the most active drifting teams on Forza, and actually venturing into Assetto Corsa. So Baz is taking his skills to the next level. But of course, you know him from the last few seasons, and this season, the #1 driver, accumulating over 400 points from several visits to the podium this season. This is the driver Crazy Yoda's trying to beat. This is the driver that almost has that #1 spot in the bag, but it's going to take one more good qualifying run. Now, if Baz can beat a 98, Baz will steal that #1 qualifying score, 5 points from Crazy Yoda. So I'm not sure if that disqualifies Crazy Yoda from getting that first place position potentially, but we'll see. CCX Baz on the line. Legendary driver going for his conclusion to Season 5 here in Round 6 at Irwindale. I love watching Baz do his initiations. His initiations are so silky smooth. Ooh, a little bit of a shallow run through interclip 1 there. Perhaps those Assetto Corsa transitions. Now, if you play Assetto Corsa, you know the transitions on that game are so much more violent than they are on Forza Horizon 5. Forza Horizon 5 feels very forgiving. You can kind of tap dance on the pedals and really whip the car around, and it's not really going to punish you for it. But Assetto Corsa, man, it provides a whole new era, a whole new level of feeling. Baz, I know, has been dipping his toes pretty deep into Assetto Corsa, but coming back to finish off the season here in season 5, round 6. We'll see him back on the line. He is no stranger to a second qualifying. James Nealio on the line, ready to go, another veteran driver and a CCX member. Now, if I remember correctly, round 5 I unfortunately missed, but round 4, I'm not gonna say nothing. Let's just watch. I'm talking too much. Hitting the wall with the camera truck. There we go. That's the line you want to see. Beautiful, smooth transitions through each zone here. Coming in tight for inner clip 2, and one last transition for outer zone 3. Stable, beautiful drifts, as always. I was going to say, I remember James Nealio having an unfortunate double DNF this season, but that is not the case today. That's probably going to be a score of 90 plus. So here we have an instant replay. James Nealio from CCX, veteran driver in the community, waving goodbye to season 5 with an incredible run here at Irwindale. Now the transition right here, so smooth into OZ2. Perhaps not as much angle as he might want, but the style and the line are there. You can see him choking up on that angle there. And here for that OZ3 exit of the judges section. Beautifully done by James. And we take it to the judges panel to see exactly what that earned him. And another highway robbery of the 90s club score. Unfortunately, just a half a point shy. I feel like the judges are almost mocking him by giving him those 0.5 of a point just to show up 1 point shy. What a shame. What a shame. No, I'm joking. Great run from James Nealio. Fantastic score. What can you say? Elfe up next. Elfe on the line in the Supra. Teamless for round 6. But definitely not skillless. Let's see what he's got. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Each zone pretty damn close to textbook. Definitely going to be happy with that. Elfe has been getting into the top 16, top 8 pretty much all season long. Accumulating those points from being able to qualify into the top 32. You see here now a 30.5 for the line and a 32 for angle. This could very well be another 90s club score, and it is a 92.5 for Elfe here in round 6 of season 5 FDE. Great way to end the season. Let's take a look who's up next. It's going to be MX5 Josh. MX5 Josh in an R32. I'll take it. Looks like we have another member of CCX on our hands, so you know you're going to expect something spectacular. Little tiny bit of, so lots of, hesitancy there. You could always keep going and practice the rest of the line, but you see Definitely playing it safe there on the entry and trying to kind of take a little bit of a late entry into OZ1. Trying to avoid that contact with the wall, that early OZ1 contact that we've been seeing repeatedly. Looks like that was actually NXL Shadow. Okay. But either way, trying to avoid that early contact, but ended up finding him anyways. We'll see him back around a second time. But up next, we have Unbekant. Ready to throw down. Unbekant, another driver I'm familiar with. Consistently improving throughout each event. Showing up, putting time into the build, putting time into the livery, putting time in to compete a little bit. See, that's that late exit from OZ1. Now, Unbekant's going to have to remember exactly what we're looking for from that judges meeting or that drivers meeting beforehand. We'll take another look at that showcase, but that is where I thought we were going to see more mistakes happening today. I'm not sure if that was a DNF or not. We'll wait for the judges on that one. But you could see a late exit from OZ1 is going to send you, I mean, it even happened to CCX Baz, the #1 driver of the season. A late exit from OZ1 is going to destroy your chances to get the proper coverage of Interclip 1. Our judges might be judging that. Again, depends on if it's a chaseable run. Can there be another driver behind the car chasing them? Is it chaseable? Was there 3 tires off there? I don't even know. It looks like there was. It's going to be a DNF for Unbekant, so he has another chance again, making sure you get the right timing and speed for that transition in and out of Interclip 1. Okay, we have Awesome Pie back on the line, struggling last time with a lot of grip, unable to get the car to slide. We'll see if he can throw. We'll see if he can yank that e-brake and throw the back end out wide and try to get through this first zone. You can see he's really fighting, get an angle, but that Trans Am just wants to slide, or wants to race and not slide. But looks like we're settled into a bit of a drift here. Let's see if he can finish the track. OZ2 looking good. Not great angle, but he's definitely sliding, pulling it in for coverage of Interclip 2. Awesome Pie almost with a completed run here. Keep it stable through OZ3. And Awesome Pie fighting with all his heart to get that thing to slide through this track. Well done. Did not look like it was possible, and yet he made it possible. Might be a DNF, but an accomplishment nonetheless. Being able to get through a course like this. Unfortunately, just not chaseable. I think there was some moments there early on at Interclip 1 where it might have just been not chaseable. So unfortunately, not exactly the outcome Awesome Pie might have wanted. But kudos for being able to finish that run and throw it down as much as you can, Awesome Pie. Come back next season. Keep in tune with ForzaDriftEvents.com for all the drivers, for all the viewers. Make sure you guys keep up to date with what we're doing and what the future of FDE looks like, with ForzaDriftEvents.com having all the information and the links to the Discord so you can get involved. Now, CCX Baz is back on the line. I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to jinx nothing. We're going to hit it, and we'll talk afterwards. Season 5 champion driver, #1 in the standings right now. There we go. That is the Interclip 1 transition we've been looking for. Baz, unfortunately, DNFing on that first go around. Lots of angle through Interclip 1 and this kind of awkward transition space, but he does it elegantly. A beautiful run from CCX Baz to close out his Season 5 qualifying runs. Of course, we're going to take another look at that one for sure. Bam. FDE instant replay. It's always a treat to get to see Baz drive, and seeing it twice in a row like this, I'm sure everyone in the Discord is telling me to stop stroking his ego. But I mean, come on, when you drive like this, you know, and this isn't even his tightest work, man. I know that Baz has incredible skill, and the skill ceiling for this driver is incredibly high. As is the same for a lot of drivers here in FDE. Drivers who were able to make it today, some drivers weren't able to make it, and you have a score of 95, so Crazy Yoda still holding on to those 5 points for the highest qualifying score, but Baz there with a 95. Beautiful run, as you can expect from one of the most veteran drivers in this community. And an XL Shadow coming up next. An XL Shadow, again, DNF'd on the first go around, I believe, early on, but settling the score here in round 6 at Irwindale. An XL Shadow looking to make this really tight qualifying run of top 16. He's going to need at least a score of 80 to make it in there, I'm sure. Playing it safe with that entry again. Trying to make sure he's as stable as can be. A little bit of a shallow run. He saves it. Oh, some mistakes here. Pull it together. You got this. You got this. Damn. A disappointing ending. Just a little bit of an issue. Now that is exactly, and I'm gonna do this simply because I want to show you where the mistake happens. This is where I thought a lot of mistakes were gonna happen. The initiation looks good. He obviously knows that he needs to avoid the wall contact as much as possible, because an early wall contact here can send you inward on the inside of the track and ruin your line. But right here, a little bit too shallow on inner clip 1, and the transition is, you're just too wide. That transition, the back end of that R32 was absolutely going to smack the concrete on that wall. Just an awkward line out of OZ1, and it's over just like that. An unfortunate ending of the season to a otherwise very talented driver, NXL Shadow. A driver that began driving, I believe, at the end of Season 4 and has just improved time and time again throughout the season. So thanks for driving. It's always a pleasure to see more and more drivers join the community and really become a familiar face. That's what we love to see. Just a small mistake, perhaps not enough seat time. You know, it is the end of the season. Plethora of things come into play when you're trying to perform in the moment. But nonetheless, Unbe Kant coming up next. A little bit of wall contact there, fighting the wall. Fighting the wall for angle, Unbe Kant. Oh man, just too much speed on the initiation, causing him to sit on the wall basically that whole OZ1. Unable to get off of the wall and forcing him into the same exact mistake he made first time around. A late exit from OZ1 and a poor coverage of inner clip 1 means a bad line into OZ2 and an unfortunate exit from round 6. But Unbe Kant, another driver we've seen around for a while now. Great to have you. Great time in the season. Hopefully we'll see you again in the future. And looks like we're actually signaling for a regroup. So one more convoy for qualifying, and then we will be onward to the battles. Again, don't forget, today is a special season finale. We're going to be doing the whole shebang in one go. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more FDE action after these messages. All right. Season 5, Round 6 at Irwindale Speedway is coming to not an end yet, but we're definitely getting there. We only have one more convoy of qualifying drivers left. We have about 7 or 8 drivers in this convoy, so we're going to get them qualified up and we'll be making the bracket. So, unfortunately, I cannot do this without changing scenes, and you guys are going to see a little bit of live production, so I'll explain kind of what I'm doing and you guys can just be a part of it. All right, so we need to make a top 16 bracket scene, so we're going to come over here and it's just going to be black for a second. All right, hold on, you're not lost in the sauce. Let's start off with adding some music. Okay, music should be back. We're chilling. Now we need to add a browser source. Top 16. I gotta make sure I'm not skipping the convoy invite. Yeah, look at that. You've just added a browser source. Wow, thanks, OBS. You're the best. 1920 by 1080p. Live production. Refresh browser when scene becomes active and shut down when it's not visible. And just like that, boom, top 16 bracket. Beautiful. Y'all didn't see or hear nothing else, just pure high value production. All right, but before you, we do have the top 16 bracket. This will be updated as we go along. Just wanted to make sure that we had that for later on. And just for a quick reminder that today is a top 16 qualifier, not a top 32. So a little bit more difficult to make it into that top end of the pack, but definitely doable. And while we're loading into the track now, thank you for your patience, we're going to go ahead and take another look at exactly what our judges are looking for. Now, there is a decel zone right after the initiation, and that decel zone is intentional to avoid major wall contact. You see a lot of drivers kind of ignoring the decel zone. They might throw an e-brake, but really it should be an area where you're dialing in your speed for that first zone. That speed management is important throughout every single track on every single car, but especially when you have barriers on the outer part of your track. These concrete barriers are deadly no matter what, but especially when you get into this virtual environment. Some of these walls are a lot stickier than they appear. They appear to be concrete, but sometimes it just sucks on you so hard you can't get out of it and you're stuck. And some people might be into that, others not so much. And in the context of competition, definitely not the way you want to go. So a track walkthrough there, definitely want to keep your eye on in that initiation, and of course the decel zone into outer zone 2. Two areas where you've seen a lot of issues for our drivers. These sucky walls definitely causing issues all season long. But some reminders for our drivers. Smooth entry with high angle. Now, what really matters is speed management. Make sure that you have the right amount of grip to make yourself through, bring yourself through the corner and not just slap the wall the whole time. A couple of wall contacts and we can see it, right? If there's a lot of wall contact, it's going to bounce your car off the wall. Sometimes, like I said, it'll just grapple you to the wall and it won't let you go and you'll just stop on a dime. A little bit more rare. It's kind of a glitch with this virtual drifting environment, but we do what we can with Forza. It's not a perfect platform. It's not a Assetto Corsa, which is twice as old, but hey, we do with what we have. Stay high up in the bank, lots of zone coverage, of course, using maybe perhaps a little bit of left foot braking to make sure you're settling in there. Of course, trying not to lose speed outside of a decel zone. Very difficult dance to do throughout this course, but all the tips before you. We've seen quite a few 90s club drives already, so you can see some of these drivers. It really doesn't matter what you throw at them, they're gonna perform. let's go ahead and take it to the track. We're going to load in here. We'll give you guys a little bit of a behind-the-scenes view of what we do to get ready for the track. Kind of bringing you guys in a behind-the-scenes view with a little bit of live production there, getting that bracket ready. And this is what it looks like on Forza. Forza Horizon 5, the game we love and the game that perhaps doesn't love us back. we might have a drone in Blueprint events by now if it truly loved us, you know? But that's okay. Maybe for Forza Horizon 6, right, boys? Maybe they'll build it from the ground up, you know? Really show us how much they love us. Okay, I'm getting too spicy. Anyways, back here with what is this? Boosted? Let's hit it. Blacked out Mustang with purple tint, looking good. Let's hit it. I can talk shit about Forza if I want to, okay? It's not like the devs are watching. Ooh, that inner barrel purple looks so nice. Let's see if he can get the line right. Oh, a little bit of a late transition. Let's see if he can make it back around for OZ2, and he can. You can see the urgency with that transition. A little bit, just that front lip covering inner clip 2 there. He might go for a strategic DNF. Nope, that's a completed run. One side of the car actually has livery. That's very cool. Interesting livery, interesting run. You could see, again, the timing of your transitions really, really matter. When you have back-to-back transitions like that into and out of a inner clip. And then, of course, a little bit of an awkward early exit from OZ3. It's going to definitely be the reason for these deducted points. But a solid run nonetheless. 26, triple 26 for line, angle, and style. Total of 78 for boosted. Up next, we have Dead Riser with Mental Drifting. I'm sure some drivers are, you know, like Crazy Yoda or Baz, happy that this... The wall sucked me too hard. We got to get back into it. That's a late transition. Okay. This has never happened before. I wonder if that mistake was because they thought that the camera car was too far away, or what happened there. We're gonna wait for the judges to rule on that one. Dead Riser might have made a mistake that caused him DNF, or he might have stopped because of the camera car. Apologies. That was absolutely my bad. Sometimes when the drivers, I need to do more rolling starts. Sometimes when the drivers get out to a quick start off the line, it's a little bit hard to catch up. Looks like Dead Riser is just going to be a DNF. So we'll take it back to Dead Riser after this. Let's make sure we avoid the wall at all costs. Extra sucky today. All right. Looks like judges might be actually conferring with Dead Riser there to confirm why or how that came to be. What do you think, chat? What do you think, chat? Should we fire Shunzi? Fire him! You're out of here! Alright, we have Daddy Dilds coming up next. You guys know Daddy Dilds. Another veteran driver. Has high potential to reach deep into those 90s point club runs. Probably finding his way over to the track now. Here he is in the Mustang he's been driving pretty much all season long. I'm sure it's going to be really dialed in, so I'm going to expect we could see a replay here after this one. Going for the body weight transition. So smooth. So elegant looking to get into the OZ1. Beautiful transition into and out of inner clip. One settling in for the long haul through OZ2. A little bit of wall contact there. Just a small mistake, but Daddy Dills is the kind of drivers where those small mistakes are all you're going to see. You're not going to see egregious errors unless there's some sort of hardware malfunction, because Daddy Dills is just such a stable driver, and we're absolutely going to see that one more time. We're going to expect this to be a 90s plus score. Wink, wink, judges. Just kidding. Beautiful through OZ1 and such smooth and perfectly timed transitions. You can see they're timed well enough that there's not a crazy amount of urgent like snapping. He's not trying to make up time there. He's right on time, smooth through the whole course. And just so stable with the drifts. Not a lot of angle correction, just settling into that drift and maintaining it. Beautiful score, or beautiful run from Daddy Dills. For a total of 90.5, so just a half a point up on 90. You usually see it's very close to 89, but I'm glad Dills is able to finish off season 5 with the 90s club run. Very well done. Great to have you. JDM Caliber up next. JDM Caliber, ready on the line. Been driving this BMW M3 for 2 seasons now. So let's see what he can do here in Irwindale Speedway in round 6 finale, season 5. Speedy out the gate. Big transition, beautiful entry into OZ1, leaving the wing on the floor. Let's see how this transition works for JDM Caliber. Beautifully done on the entry and exit. A little bit more qual contact, but nothing to scoff at. Now, that oversteer situation is exactly what drivers don't want to see. JDM Caliber knows that that was a major mistake, so he's going to go for a second time around once the rest of the convoy is completed. It's going to be a strategic DNF. Now, we haven't seen a lot of oversteering there on inner clip 2. Hasn't been a common mistake today, but it's definitely an easy one to make. Definitely easy to just have a little bit too much speed or lack a little bit of grip, lose just a touch of your back end, and you're going to be oversteering your way through that. So we'll see him back on the line, but right now we have a new driver to FDE, a beautiful looking M2. I don't think I've seen an M2 this season at all, so sweet livery, sweet ride, and it's lagging behind. On the line, ready to make his FDE appearance. Going for a little bit of body weight and e-brake through the decel zone. Looking settled in for OZ1. You can see that's a controller wiggle there. The controller driver behind the wheel here. But solid transitions. There's that oversteer. Another oversteer. Back-to-back oversteer situations in inner clip 2 could be becoming more common. It was looking great throughout the rest of the track, but a little bit too much speed or too wide of a line, and you're going to start panicking to pull the car in more than it can handle. And you're going to find yourself in an oversteer situation. Okay. Up next, we'll see lagging behind back for his second round, but MX5 Josh, actually this is This is MX5 Josh. Okay, we had an issue earlier with the names because of NXL. Okay, we're chilling. This is MX5 Josh's first run. Good to see him back in round 6. Some of these drivers have been competing in FDE for seasons, for many seasons. Some drivers started just now, today. Some drivers have been going for half a season. But we love to see all levels of drivers here in the community get involved, learn, improve, and enjoy your hobby with other people that love it too. That's what FDE is all about. And MX5 Josh doing a stellar job with a sick S15 through Irwindale. In fact, I want to see that one back. I don't know if it's going to be a 90s club run, but that was smooth. What do you guys think over on Twitch? Lagan attended round 4 and has done a round or 2 in previous seasons. Okay, so just a driver that pops up now and again when they have time to compete. We love to see that. Not a new driver. Apologies, Lagan. Good to have a little bit of a history lesson there from FDE Shreddit. Of course, I am a bit of a newbie when it comes to FDE seasons. I started at the beginning of season 4. So 3 seasons of legacy that I'm not too familiar with. Beautifully done by MX5 Josh there, earning himself an 86.5. Not bad at all. Halfway through the 80s, getting close to that 90s score that might just be enough to make himself into the top 16 for the day. Season 4 vet here. Yep. Yeah, I started at the beginning of season 4. When did you guys start? All the viewers over on youtube.com/Forza Drift Events, let me know when you guys started in the community, whether you're a driver, a viewer, or a cheerleader, or I don't know, something else. When did you get involved? Have you competed? Up next, we have Dead Riser on his second run of the day. Unfortunately, the graphic just isn't working today. Apologies for that, but no big deal. We can keep track ourselves. This is a DNF driver coming for their second go. It's Dead Riser. Well, it's great to have you when you are around, Lagan. Love the car. Ooh. He snuck up on that initiation. He says, surprise. Okay. And that is a unfortunate late exit of OZ1. Just pull it together. Just finish it up. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. DNF or not, just slide, baby. Get through the course. Have a little bit of fun. No pressure. Just full throttle. There we go, man. An unfortunate mistake. This track is very difficult. There's not just, difficult transitions, but there's also a surprising amount of elevation change. So it's not easy to get through this track. You have a lot of points of difficulty in and out of interclip 1 and into interclip 2. Those are areas where there's going to be a lot of mistakes. Very easy to lose control. And just timing on this track with the zones being so close together, it's very difficult to pull yourself back from a mistake. So, Dead Riser, great to see you. Thanks for joining us for round 6. But up next, we have JDM Caliber on his second go around. Now, JDM Caliber, I remember, I think it was season 4 of Orlando Speed World, ended up making it to the top, I want to say top 4. So JDM Caliber knows what it takes. Now it's a matter of, really, how much time have you spent on the track? How much time have you spent tuning the car for this track? And of course, a little bit of luck never helps. JDM Caliber finding his way through the course. Beautifully done by JDM Caliber. Well done, well done. Should definitely earn him a happy amount of points. Still to this day, I've not attended a full season. Dude, it's hard to. Even some of the top drivers have a hard time finding time every single round. It can be difficult. Of course, it's international, so everyone's dealing with, you know, work and holidays, and obviously this is our hobby, so no one's getting paid to be here. This is all just from the love of the hobby, the love of the sport, and the love of the community, man. 88.5. That is going to be a solid score from JDM Caliber. Been here since the beginning and have yet to complete it. Yeah, so that's definitely common. All right. It is lagging behind in this beautiful M2, ready to go again. A small mistake earlier for that oversteer to the inside of inner clip 2. We'll see if he can tighten up that OZ2 exit. We're starting out with a solid entry into OZ1. Good line through inner clip 1. Great transition, sitting the car back in for full coverage, fighting for that full coverage. Now, this is where the issue was last time. Decent coverage of inner clip 1 and no oversteer to be had. Now just finished strong, full throttle through the end of the judge section and lagging behind. Puts up a completed and pretty high score there. I'm going to assume we're going to see another 80s plus. I want to join FDE maybe next season. My wheel's not in action, or is out of action at the moment. Yeah, I know. That's another thing, is hardware. When you're working with controllers, it can be really easy to just kind of replace something. But when you spend money and you commit to a wheel base, pedals, shifter, e-brake, when those things start malfunctioning, it can be very costly to replace. So that can put you out of action for sure. Been following for a while now. Well, thanks for joining us, Erratic. We appreciate that viewership. We appreciate you. Hopefully you still have a little bit of fun enjoying your Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening here with FDE. Of course, check out ForzaDriftEvents.com for more information about this season, last season, the season 1. I mean, all the information you want. It's on ForzaDriftEvents.com, including links to our Discord, YouTube, information on our partners and sponsors of the event, including a plethora of drift teams, as well as communities like Forza Creators Guild, Horizon Racing Academy, and FIDA. 83.5 for lagging behind, a solid score. I'm seeing a lot of 80s today. It makes me a little bit worried that that cutoff point for the top 16 might be pretty high into the 80s. But I think that's all of the drivers for today. So qualifying is complete. Let's go ahead and take a look at the top 16 and where that cutoff point was. Okay, it's going to be a live update. So, ladies and gentlemen, your Season 5, Round 6, Irwindale Speedway results of qualifying. First qualifying run, Crazy Yoda clutching those 5 points. Definitely going to be looking to sweep Baz off of the podium for the season championship. We have Oryx VI, Oryx 6, with the 16th seed taking on Crazy Yoda. Is going to have his work cut out for him. This is going to be a hell of a battle there. Up next, our second seed, Diesel. 15th seed is going to be B-Boy. Of course, the advantage of getting the number 1 seed is that in a bracket scenario, you're going to be going against the 16th seed. That is you taking advantage of the fruit of your labor, if you will. Putting in an incredible run of 98 from Crazy Yoda puts him up against that 16th seed. Moving on to the 3rd seed, it is CCX Baz, our season championship leader currently, taking on It's Not Black Viper, our 14th seed. Well done for everyone who's qualified. It is, again, a tight qualifying session today. We are not seeing a top 32, we're seeing a top 16. You missed a round yourself this season, ruined my podium chance. It happens. It happens. It's tough to show up to all of them. Yeah, guys on YouTube, youtube.com/Forza Drift events. If you guys are enjoying yourself and just chilling, doing your thing on a Saturday afternoon, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, give it a like, and we can, you know, try to encourage the YouTube algorithm to spread our community further into the YouTube space. Get more drivers, more attention. That's what it's all about. And in seed number 4, we have Elfe taking on Lagging Behind. Lagging Behind, our 13th seed. Well done. 5th seed goes to Bionic Bunghole, taking on Karma Mark IV. I feel like Bionic Bunghole and Karma are very well acquainted with one another. I feel like they've been battling it out in the brackets all season long. I feel like I've seen that head-to-head quite a bit. I might be mistaken. But Daddy Dilds, otherwise known as Dilds Drifts, making it as our sixth seed of the day. MX5 Josh, our 11th seed. So those two drivers going head-to-head on that bottom right side of your bracket. And finishing off the top 16 on the right side is James Neilio, our 7th seed, taking on our 10th seed JDM Caliber. Now these are the head-to-head battles you do not want to miss. The closer these drivers get, these are the head-to-head battles you can count on being a one more time, or just being a difference of inches. And our last 2 qualifying drivers, it is Bricked, our 8th seed, taking on the 9th seed Funky Monkey. Well done to the drivers that have qualified today in the Season 5 Round 6 finale. Thank you to all the drivers. And of course, this is not just for today, but the entire season. Thank you guys for engaging with this community. Thank you for engaging with the content, with one another. Thank you for showing up and you know, enjoying your hobby with us. We're going to go ahead and take a bit of a break. We're going to start back here after maybe a commercial break, maybe 2 commercial breaks. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back quickly with the head-to-head battles. Don't go anywhere. It's a special Season 5 Round 6 finale at Irwindale Speedway. All right, we are back from our commercial break, but we have some picking up to do. A quick transition from qualifying over to the main event of head-to-head battles. We're going to go ahead and take away the current driver panel and display the current battle panel. So lead driver for our first head-to-head is going to be Elfe, taking on chase driver NXL Shadow. And of course, if you guys want to check out the qualifying scores for this round, check out ForzaDriftEvents.com later on this evening. Everything will be posted, and you can find all the statistics you could possibly want over on the website. We're going to take that away for right now, and we have a little bit more spring cleaning to do. Let's go ahead and go to the judges panel. No longer a qualifying session. Lagging behind there with that 83.5, finding his way into the top 16 with that 83, so the cutoff point must have been lower than that. Just a little side note, but let's go ahead and bring up the head-to-head panel. Now, I believe we actually have some more live production as we're going, so unfortunately we can't use the driver versus driver we have currently because it doesn't work with the top 16. So we might have to do a little bit more live production to make sure everything's working the way it should be. This is pretty much an entirely new system that we have going on, where behind the scenes it's a lot different. To you guys it should be definitely not seamless today, but more or less familiar. But FDE is always iterating, always trying to improve on what we have. So this is the driver versus driver panel. So let's head over to the main gameplay, and we're gonna change that head-to-head panel right there. And paste that. Okay. And I think that is fixed. Looks like we have Crazy Yoda actually in the lead and Oryx 6 in the chase. I believe that's all we need for this. Let me go ahead and get one more confirmation from Shreddit that we are good to go. Judges panel should be good to go. Everything else is copacetic. Are we set? Good to go. All right, good to go. Let's hit it. Let's go ahead and get into position and start our Season 5 Round 6 head-to-head battles here. A top 16, looking a little bit different than a top 32, but hey, it's a season finale. And we're still going to see some head-to-head action. Up first, we have Crazy Yoda. Crazy Yoda in the chat on youtube.com/ForzaDriftEvents talking about the math he's doing. He knows he needs to finish round 6 in first place in order to take the championship away from CCX Baz. So Yoda knows what he has to do, and Oryx is going to try to stop him. Let's see the first head-to-head battle of round 6, season finale of season 5, ForzaDriftEvents.com. Beautiful. You can expect a beautiful, flawless textbook lead from Crazy Yoda. It's going to be up to that chase driver to make sure proximity is where it should be. You can see him on the door through OZ2 and the inner clip 2. Now, Crazy Yoda has such a beautiful line through this track. He's basically the perfect driver you want to chase, and the first head-to-head battle of the day, we're going to watch that back one more time. It is a new feature here for Forza Drift Events, the instant replay. Crazy Yoda was starting out with an incredible initiation. You can see that bumper behind the smoke is just inches away from that concrete barrier that entire time. A beautiful and chaseable, more importantly, run through inner clip 1. Now here, that tight inner line pull, Beautifully done from both drivers. An incredible head-to-head here to start off the day. There's nothing more you can ask for as they drive off into the distance. They know they just put on a great show for y'all on YouTube. Definitely great. Okay. Now, maybe my brain is a little bit in qualifying mode. I shouldn't have done the replay just yet, but I wanted to see that lead from Crazy Yoda one more time. Obviously, Oryx has his work cut out for him to try to match that lead advantage that Crazy Yoda has, and Crazy Yoda just needs to dial in one more time to find himself into the top 8. Again, this top 16 battle for top 8 led by Oryx now. A little bit more wall contact early on than Yoda, perhaps. Yoda just looking dialed. Yoda knows that it's not going to take a miracle. It just is going to take a stable run through the course. My God, the stability, even with left foot braking there, trying to make sure he doesn't cause any unnecessary contact with the lead driver, Oryx. Crazy Yoda is just on another fucking level today. Beautifully done. We're gonna do a double replay. Beautifully done. I want to point out a couple of things. First of all, the stability. Do you see angle correction on Crazy Yoda? Do you see the car gain or lose angle when he's settled into these outer zone drifts? You do not see an angle correction, but look at that front tire. Look at that left foot braking right there, making sure he doesn't cause any unnecessary contact with the lead driver through the outer zone and the inner clips. Utilizing every skill in the book to get through this track. Crazy Yoda wants that championship position. He wants to be number 1 of the season, not just the round. Beautifully done. Take it over to the judges panel and see exactly what happens here. Oryx did an incredible job. Apologies for pointing out Crazy Yoda so much, but Oryx did a great job on the lead. But it is absolutely a Crazy Yoda advance. Crazy Yoda making quick work of this top 16. Finding his way into the top 8 already, eyeing his next competitor. But before that, we have some more top 16 battles. He doesn't know his maths very well, unfortunately. You can see there in the chat, Jack Handy 777. There is the share code for the track if you want to check it out. Of course, the share codes for all of the tracks that we use here in FDE are on the website. So check out ForzaDriftEvents.com for all of the information, including track share codes. Well done. Well done, Seek. Well done, Yoda. Beast. Up next, we have Bricked in the lead. And we have Funky Monkey in the chase. Let me back up and make sure Funky Monkey gets as much of a rolling start as he wants. All right, I think we're ready to go. Bricked in the lead, Funky Monkey in the chase. We gotta make sure we don't have any snafus with the camera car like we did earlier. Bricked looking stable through this zone. You can see the difference between the two techniques. Now, Bricked might be a wheel driver, or he could be a rolling stick driver. You could see Funky Monkey, the chasing driver, is a little bit more wiggly than the lead driver, Bricked, making some contact, but not too egregious. Beautifully done from both drivers there, finishing the course strong, but you can see the difference in technique there. The chase driver just wiggling the car a little bit, a trademark of a controller player. But with that being said, Funky Monkey keeping pretty solid control of the vehicle throughout the entire course. Not too much going back and forth. I don't know why I'm going to the judges panel. Apologies. Got to keep it on gameplay. There's two runs per head-to-head, not one. My brain is stuck in qualifying mode, but here we have Bricked in the chase now and Funky Monkey in the lead. Might be a little bit awkward. Sometimes it can be a little bit awkward for a driver to chase a wiggler, if you will, a stick flicking controller driver, however you put it. Just because the front of the car can kind of obviously wiggle left and right and kind of can bump you from time to time, especially if there's a little bit of desync. But Bricked is handling it beautifully. More of that left foot braking technique coming out right before that inner clip too, making sure no unnecessary contact. Bricked, beautifully done, just on the door of Funky Monkey that whole time, and Funky Monkey putting up a solid lead line. Very well done. Oh, Bricked is Ranga. Okay, the 242 is Ranga. Okay, that makes absolute sense. Why did no one tell me that in the chat? Y'all changing names and shit in round 6? Come on, man. Looks like 242 Ranga, otherwise known as Bricked, is going to be taking out Funky Monkey in the top 16, finding his way into the top 8 in the season finale of Season 5. All right, up next we have Elfe in the lead and lagging behind in the chase. Making sure he has the right speed for this entry. Lagging behind. Is lagging behind just a little bit. You can see he's sacrificing just a little bit of angle and a little bit of line to try and keep up with lead driver Elfe. Elfe is looking robotic, settled in for these drifts perfectly. Good coverage of inner clip 2. Meanwhile, lagging behind is really trying to keep it there, and he finds the door, and the last part of OZ3 maintains control just long enough to make it through. Not bad at all. Need to get better at this. We'll take a look at the quick replay. Not a perfect run, but as figured, as I'm driving back to the starting line, might as well get used to doing that. You can see the fight for position, the fight for proximity from lagging behind early on in OZ1. Perhaps just not as much speed or not as much grip as the Elfe Supra. But we'll take it back to the track, cut that replay just a little bit short, and see how Elfe fares in the chase position, and if he can match lagging behind's chase, and if lagging behind can match Elfe's lead. Here in round 6 at Irwindale Speedway. Good initiation there. You can see Elfe's just creeping up, trying to make sure that any left and right movement from lagging behind doesn't cause any major issues. A bounce off of the wall there from OZ2 is going to be a really hard time to get back. There was a little bit of coverage there of inner clip 2, but lagging behind with a major hit on outer wall of OZ2. Otherwise, well done. Otherwise, well done. But that mistake right there, when you see Elfe's lead run, that's definitely going to give an advantage to Elfe on the lead. And you see Judge 1 already going for a Elfe advance. And it is indeed an Elfe advance, unanimous decision. Lagging behind, making it into a top 16 specialized season finale. A great way to just show up and throw down for the last part of the season. Great to see you lagging behind. Thanks for joining us today. But unfortunately, your season is coming to a close, and Elfe moves on into the top 8. Let's take a quick peek. I think we have one more top 16 battle, but let's take a look. So we have Crazy Yoda, Bricked, and Elfe already waiting for one another in the top 8. We have one more battle. Yep, I will rewind. I've just disconnected due to activity. Oh my Lanta. controller broke halfway through. Well, mine did too. That's why mine broke. That's why I just lagged out. Fuck. Ad break and regroup sounds good to me. Actually, let's go ahead and do a regroup. I might just chat with the YouTube chat. Is that okay with you guys? Do you guys want an ad break, or do you guys want to just chat while we get a regroup going? Apologies. I went to go change the scene, and I went AFK for 5 seconds, so Forza said, he must be gone. Let's kick him out of the lobby. That makes sense, right? Whoever made that feature should be fired. Dude's a rocket. Yeah. You gotta make sure you're not losing points on that angle kit, though, right? Like, you want to be able to have speed, but if it's at the sacrifice of angle, you're not gonna make it very far. Let's get those likes up on the live, my guys. Yeah, enjoy this YouTube. Check out the like button, the subscribe button. Check out the links to the website, ForzaDriftEvents.com. Get all the information on the season, previous seasons, future endeavors that Forza Drift Events is going through. We are currently only streaming on youtube.com/Forza Drift Events. In the past, we have streamed on Twitch. And in the future, we might see another Twitch stream, but for today's episode, today's round, it's just going to be YouTube. But if you guys are more of fans of Assetto Corsa, something that Shreddit and other members of the FDE staff have been working on is a lot of Assetto Corsa related content, including a car pack. So if you love Assetto Corsa, please go check out the website, ForzaDriftEvents.com. Go check out the Discord, and you guys can find information about our current content that we have to support the Assetto Corsa drivers and community, and also future plans. Of course, I don't even know everything that Shreddit has cooking, but my guy is a chef, so we definitely have plenty of more to come for FDE as Season 5 is coming to a close. It's been 2 seasons now with FDE, which has been incredible. Some of the best, one of the best eras of my gaming. I'm turning 30 this month, for those who don't know, which should be none of you. Shunzi is turning 30 this month, and I've been gaming since I was online multiplayer gaming since I was 13. So I've been gaming for a long time, and I'll tell you, being a part of FDE and playing Forza and this community has been one of the all-time highlights. Holy cow. Just waiting on a couple more drivers to jump in. On the big 30, turning 30 in August. Yeah, looks like we have a few old heads in the chat. Turning 30 in August, yep. We're getting there. We're getting there. 30s are supposed to be the new 20s, right? Isn't that like this the cliche? $30, man. Our birthdays start with 19, bro. We're the last of a dying breed. Any advice for the young birds? Don't worry if you don't have everything figured out when you're 25, man. Don't worry about not having everything figured out. There's a lot of societal pressure to, you know, have your whole life figured out when you're 27. Don't worry about it. Plenty of people are still figuring it out when they're 30. Plenty of people are still figuring it out when they're 40. It's never too late to transition to something else, a new career. Try something new, see if it works. Yeah, in your 20s, my best advice would be don't be afraid to try things out and fail. Because we've all heard that old saying, right? The path to success is paved with failure. So, if you love something, invest your time into it. Work hard on it. And if it comes out, great. If it doesn't, hey, you're still in your 20s, baby. Give it another shot. Get up and keep going. And never forget Forza, man. Forza is an incredible... I'm really hoping Forza Horizon 6. Are you guys excited for Forza Horizon 6? There hasn't been any conversations about it at all. I feel like everything I've seen has been like fake. So I'm a little worried. I'm worried that FH6 might be a Forza Motorsport 8 type situation where they say they've been building it from the ground up and it's still on the ground. If you're a Forza player, you know what I'm talking about. If they do that to Forza Motorsport, I gotta be honest, track racing is dope. I respect it, love it. I tried it, I suck at it. But hey, if they do Forza Horizon 6 as dirty as they did Forza Motorsport, someone's gonna be throwing hands. They postponed Fable to expedite it. Interesting. I've not heard about that, but anything they can do to really deliver us the crescendo of the franchise. I want FH6 to be the all-time peak of Forza Horizon. To, you know, I think we deserve it, right? It's just a matter of whether or not they're willing to deliver. But, okay. Little chat session is complete. We're back on the line. I will not go AFK again. Too many mistakes today, man. I think I need to be fired. I'm just kidding. All right, we're back. Bionic Bunghole in the lead. Karma in the chase. We're here to go. This is the top 16 battle for top 8 between two veteran drivers, two veteran community members. And beautiful cars, beautiful liveries. Doesn't get much better than this. Season 5, Round 6 at Irwindale Speedway between Bionic and Karma. Karma, one of the best controller drivers in the league, by far. Beautifully done. A little bit of an awkward transition for Karma here, but nothing he can't handle, finding his way back into a deep pocket of Bionic Bunghole. Beautifully done from both drivers. Great lead drive from Bionic there, but Karma really keeping himself in the pocket through the entire course. All right, Bionic Bunghole in the chase, Karma in the lead. No wall contact for either driver here. You can see Bionic trying to find that pocket as much as he possibly can. Now we have a little bit of oversteer. Bionic holds on to it, maintains control, and is able to find his way back into the pocket through OZ3. Beautifully done. You saw a similar situation taking place with Karma on the chase. That little area there from OZ2 into inner clip 2, that little bit of oversteerable situation. You can see Bionic was just on the edge. We'll point it out right here. Right here. Okay, so Bionic's coming in. A little bit of left foot braking there to settle in. He's pulling tight, pulling tight. He almost oversteers. Has a lot of angle through there and ends up choking up on the angle, so it slows him down just a little bit. It's a minor change. It's a Karma Mark IV Advanced. Judge 1 with a one more time. Judge 2 and Judge 3 with a Karma Advanced. Looks like Bionic Bunghole Season 5 is coming to an end, and Karma finds his way into the top 8. Well done to both drivers. Great to see you guys. Always a pleasure, Karma. Now we have a lead driver YSS Diesel taking on CCX B-Boy. A little bit of wall contact from Diesel up there. B-Boy trying to catch up. Looks like B-Boy's really having a hard time keeping up. That Supra was a little bit straight, I want to say, through OZ1 and Interclip 1. Lots of straight driving there that might have attributed to the speed that he was able to gain on B-Boy. That's just my initial reaction. But B-Boy trying to catch up actually dipped, I believe, 3 or 4 tires off of the track. So even if it was a small mistake from Diesel, B-Boy ended up making an even bigger mistake. Definitely going to cost him. B-Boy's going to have to pull out all the stops, put up a stellar lead run, and hope to God that YSS Diesel makes a DNF mistake. Now, Diesel in the chase looking a lot smoother through the Interclip 1 area. B-Boy kind of struggling a little bit for angle in certain areas. Diesel finding that door-to-door pocket at the very end there. Diesel definitely with a major advantage. Of course, finishing the track on his chase. Meanwhile, B-Boy unfortunately DNF'd on his chase. I'm not sure. We didn't see it one more time. This might actually be a judge's review. Let's see what the judges have to say. I'm gonna keep my speculation to a minimum. Nope. It is a YSS Diesel advance in round 6 to the top 8. Of course, Judge 3 looking for that one more time, trying to give B-Boy another shot, but Diesel comes out on top. I think B-Boy is on controller. I think both of those drivers were on controller. I'm not sure. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Sometimes drivers are on controller and they use a rolling stick method, and it's very hard to tell. All right, we got James Neilio in the lead and JDM Caliber in the chase. James Neilio, JDM Caliber, 2 longtime drivers. James Neilio, one of the smoothest examples of high skill drifting in the community, and JDM Caliber, perhaps one of the most improved drivers in the community. A little bit of contact there. Perhaps JDM Caliber could have oversteered there just a little bit, but maintaining control and finding the pocket of James Neilio. Beautiful proximity there through OZ3 with a little bit of an issue there on Interclip 2. A lot of drivers finding a little bit too much angle through Interclip 2 and having to make adjustments. Now we'll see how JDM Caliber handles the lead position and how James is able to handle that Interclip 2 chase. Lots of bumper grinding there. A little bit of a shallow line. Inner clip 1 completed. And a little bit more wall contact there for JDM Caliber in the lead. And for James Neilio in the chase. Now this is where the part where it can get kind of sketchy. But we made it through unscathed. Both drivers beautifully through OZ3. Very well done. You can see it getting a little bit sketchy there, but not too bad at all. Probably going to come down to the lead drives there. The chase proximity was pretty similar. James Neilio with Judge 1 and Judge 3 advancing to the top 8. JDM Caliber just getting inched ahead. Very good showing from JDM Caliber with a great qualifying run, but Season 5 is coming to a close. JDM Caliber, thanks for playing. James Neilio onward into top 8. A lot of drivers are wheel. Yeah, it's a good mix. All right, here we have season championship leader CCX Baz taking on It's Not Black Viper. Baz, of course, the only threat that Baz has. Now, for today, there's plenty of threats. For round 6, plenty of threats for Baz's podium. However, for the season championship standings, which you can find at ForzaDriftEvents.com, the only driver who can take the season championship away from Baz is Crazy Yoda. Now, we could very well see a head-to-head between Crazy Yoda and Baz to really highlight just how close these drivers are in the championship standings and in skill. Both drivers just reaching heights that I can only dream of in terms of smooth drifting. Now here, Baz with a couple of little mistakes here and there, but you see a little bit of contact there going into OZ3. Not flawless, but most likely going to be good enough there. Now, It's Not Black Viper could have a major upset. If Baz makes a mistake on this chase and Black Viper has a stellar lead, this could be an early upset. Now, I don't want that for Baz, one of my favorite drivers to watch. We'll see how safe Baz plays this, or if he's willing to just put it all on the table. Great proximity through OZ1. Beautiful transition timings through inner clip 1, OZ2. Looking flawless. Black Viper doing great coverage of inner clip 1 and the final transition into OZ3. You see Baz just finding the door. It is all on the table for CCX. Baz door-to-door contact through OZ3. A beautiful run. We're going to watch it back one more time. As our judges make the final decision, we have Baz's chase run through Irwindale, chasing Black Viper, who put up a stellar lead run. But I think the chase smoothness, proximity, the line that Baz was able to take while keeping up into that pocket might have inched Baz ahead. To the judges panel, a CCX Baz advance. Can't say I didn't expect that. Black Viper doing a great job there, but going up against the 3rd seed of the day, definitely a tall order, a tall task for It's Not Black Viper. Good driver that I've seen improve throughout the season as well. Black Viper, great to have you this season. Hope to see you in the future. GG's. As Baz continues on into the tournament. No upset yet. All right, Lead driver, Daddy Dilds. Chase driver, MX5, Josh Dilds. If you're a fan of FDE, you know the name. This guy is so smooth with it. And MX5 Josh put up an incredible chase run, or not, excuse me, qualifying run earlier today. So both drivers showing up today so far. Let's see how they go head to head with Dilds in the lead. Dilds taking the space he needs to make sure we have a stellar transition into outer zone 1. It looked like Josh was right on the door in the transition, but perhaps not as much grip, and a bit of a mistake there. Awkward into OZ2, managing to maintain control, but that's going to cost him some points there from the judges on that chase run. And a little bit of proximity opening up there. That Mustang perhaps just carrying a little bit of extra grip and speed when compared to that S15 build. Really great lead from Dilds there. It's going to be tough for Josh to match it. A little bit straight here from both drivers. Kind of an awkward OZ1. Inner clip 1 looking a lot smoother from both drivers, well, particularly Josh from that last chase. Finding his way through OZ2. A little bit of contact there, but nothing too bad. A solid run. A little bit of awkward run through OZ1. Let's take another look at that first part of the track there. Outer zone 1, both drivers kind of going out straight. Let's see exactly what happened. The initiation looked good, but Josh was struggling for angle, and to make sure that he keeps up, it looked like Dilds actually straightened up just a little bit as well to make sure that a giant gap didn't open up between them that Josh could have taken advantage of. So definitely not perfect, definitely a fight to the bitter end, but let's see. It is indeed Daddy Dilds taking out MX5 Josh in the top 16. Josh's season 5 life coming to an end there. Daddy Dilds moving on to the top 8. Now, I believe that was our last top 8. Let me go ahead and make sure I don't AFK here. And let's take a look at the top 16. Yeah, that was our last top 8 battle. So your top 8, Crazy Yoda taking on Bricked, aka 242 Rango. We have Elfe taking on Karma Mark IV. Diesel from Why So Serious taking on CCX James Neilio. And Baz taking on Daddy Dilds. Now, that is going to be a head-to-head you do not want to miss. We have one more regroup. We're going to change up the convoy one last time, and then we're in it for the rest of the day. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss what's coming up next in Season 5, Round 6 of Forza Drift events. Season 5, Round 6 at Irwindale Speedway coming to a close. But before then, we have, of course, the finals to get to. Bit of a special finale today for sure. We're having the qualifying session and the head-to-heads on the same day, but it's the end of the season. A lot of drivers unfortunately unable to make it today, so thank you to the drivers who were able to show up and qualify, and of course good luck to everyone still competing. You have on your screen the top 16 bracket, and of course the top 8 drivers. MX5 Josh did take out, Daddy Dilds did take out MX5 Josh just before the commercial break. So our top 8 is rounded out. We have Crazy Yoda taking on 242 Ranga, otherwise known as Bricked now, up first. Love this new graphic as well. Of course, bottom of the screen, ForzaDriftEvents.com. Go check it out. Everything you want to know about FDE, including share codes for the tracks. I mean, and not just this track, but we're talking 50 plus tracks, 40 plus tracks that you can use that are recreated from real life inspiration. Obviously, Irwindale Speedway and all the other tracks that we've been to this season, all created by FDE staff members. We are loading into the track right now. When we get there, we'll head over to the gameplay scene together. But thank you guys for joining us on your Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening. Appreciate you guys showing up on youtube.com/Forza Drift Events. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Part of keeping yourself in the loop with what's going on in the community. As we are entering a new era of not just Forza, right? I mean, we're kind of in a bit of a slumber state with Forza. We have had this game, this title, Forza Horizon 5, since 2021. Was it 2021, Forza Horizon 5? I don't even remember, man. What year did this game come out? Well, we've had it for a while now, and everyone's kind of looking ahead towards Forza Horizon 6. Obviously, we have Assetto Corsa Evo coming out. Assetto Corsa is a genre-defining title that if you guys are really into drifting, if you guys really love drifting, you love the motorsport, and you enjoy FDE, you guys should go check out our Assetto Corsa content. We have a car pack on Assetto Corsa now. So lots of things to look into and check out and test for yourself. 2021 is correct. Yeah, so it's been quite a while now. So hopefully as Forza evolves into the next title, you guys will stick around with us and evolve with FDE. Enough about that. It is back to the track. Crazy Yoda in the lead and Bricked in the chase. Now, if Ranga has been in enough practice sessions, this should be one of the most beautiful and most stable head-to-head battles we will see all day long. Trying to get as close as possible for this incredible head-to-head. You can see a little bit of contact coming in from Bricked on the chase. Just letting Crazy Yoda know, like, hey, buddy, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still on your door. I don't know if to call him Bricked or Yoda or Sir Seek or Ranga. Everyone's changing names. These two guys are aliased out the wazoo. I know them as Yoda and Ranga, so that's what we're going to go by. Yoda now in the chase, Ranga now in the lead. Can Yoda match Ranga's incredible proximity through that last chase? Of course, Yoda putting up and a beautiful lead run to allow Renga the opportunity to display that incredible skill with proximity. Wow. Yoda returning the favor. I'm on your door. Can he shake him off through OZ2? And now the inner line to IC2. Now how do we settle in for OZ3? Can he get him back on his door at the very end? He did. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the proximity might have been a little bit better for Renga on his chase, but we're going to take a look one more time how Renga fared in the lead and Yoda in the chase. Very, very close head-to-head here. Both drivers with textbook lead lines. Both drivers fighting for as close proximity as possible, banging on each other's doors throughout the entire track. Both of these drivers are veterans, obviously both representing Casual Crew, the most active group of, I would dare say, professional drifters on Forza. Beautifully done. It's going to be a tough decision from the judges. I definitely am glad I'm not a judge. We have a vote from Judge 1 for Yoda already. A crazy Yoda advance, perhaps counting his lucky stars right now. I really thought we were going to see a Renga upset. Of course, Crazy Yoda, the #2 driver of the season. You've heard me say it. I'll say it again. In second place for the most accumulative points earned through the entire 6 rounds of Season 5. Yoda has this last chance in the season finale to take first place away from CCX Baz, his teammate and actual leader of the team. You know these drivers are practicing with one another. They're sharing the details of tips and all this information about tunes and builds and the track and preparing. It's going to be interesting to see if when Yoda and Baz meet on the track. But before then, of course, Crazy Yoda finding his way into the top 4 semifinals there. But we have now YSS Diesel taking on James Neilio, also with CCX. Another 2 extremely talented drivers. You're going to expect some more replays for these guys. And there's the 1, 2, 3 horn, and we're off with Diesel in the lead. Beautifully done. A little bit of contact here and there, but nothing that shakes the cars too much. And James Neilio's ready to play. Beautiful chase, beautiful lead. Both drivers know what to do, how to do it. All the technique in the world coming out to be displayed here when you get into these top 8 situations. And here we have Diesel sparing no time, getting right on the line in the chase, and James in the lead, ready to go for another go around Irwindale here in the season finale of Season 5 FDE. Little bit of proximity opening up. We saw this from James Neilio as well, that proximity tightening up through the end of OZ2. Some beautiful transitions here, making sure he gives lead driver enough space, but coming back to that door in this tight inner clip 2 area. I want to say keyhole, but I'm not sure if that is exactly a keyhole. But beautiful proximity from Diesel there through OZ2 and inner clip 2, finding one final transition for OZ3. Good proximity. But OZ2, he was glued door to door there. Now, I think that was... Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so focused on getting back to the line, I didn't do an instant replay, but we can take it straight to the judges panel. You guys saw it, and on YouTube, beautifully, we actually do have a replay button, so if you guys want to scroll back into the timeline and take a look at what we just saw, two great drivers. If any mistakes were between them, they're minor mistakes. Of course, I'm more worried about making sure the truck doesn't make contact with the competitors than I am actually watching the dirty little details of each run, but it looks like James Nealio was able to come out on top, finding the path through the bracket, finding top 4 here as YSS Diesel unable. I mean, this is the point where I really miss Addict Actual. Unfortunately, the judges panel today does look a little bit different, so we don't have Addict Actual on the panel right now to tell us exactly why Diesel had lost that head-to-head there. But Diesel with just maybe a few mistakes over James Nealio, and that's the end of his season. Diesel, another great driver. Great to have you, Diesel. Incredible run throughout the entire season. GG's, my man. GG's indeed. Onward and upward. It is now Elfay leading Karma Mark IV around the track. Karma making short work of the proximity that opened up during the initiation. Some snappy transitions and settling in for the long haul through OZ2, out of OZ2 and inner 2. Long drift there, lots of time to find the pocket and stay on the door of the lead driver. Karma's doing an incredible job at that. Lead driver Elfay not doing anything fancy, just keeping it textbook, keeping himself on the line that he knows the judges enjoy to see. That's what they want to see. Beautifully done from Elfay on that lead drive. Now Karma's turn to do the same. I dare say that S15 has a little bit more grip than the Supra. So this might come down to left foot braking for Elfay to make sure he stays within proximity without egregious contact. But it looks like he's doing a great job keeping the proximity consistent, however, not touching the door until now. Now we see that side-to-side glued doors action there at the end of OZ3. Beautifully done. Yeah, you get into these top 8 situations, the drivers getting a lot more dialed in, the judges having to find the smallest amount of mistakes, the smallest mistakes through these runs, unable to find the difference that counts between these two drivers. So it's a one more time, the first one more time of the season finale between Elfay and Karma. So we'll see Elfay back in the lead. Elfay knows this track. You can see how confident he is. He's putting the car right where it should be. The line knowledge is there. So it's just time to execute a one more time between two top 8 drivers fighting for their right into the semifinals. Little bit of an early start there from Elfay. Hopefully that... Whoa! That was that's a rerun right there for sure. I don't know what just happened. Yeah. Rerun. Okay. We're going to go for a quick rerun. That was desync causing contact there. I think Karma actually saw the same desync that I did. So I think that might be Elfe's connection there. Just an unfortunate network snafu. We'll come back to the line, as is the nature of the virtual landscape we compete in. Stuff like that happens, but thankfully, due to the FDE rulebooks, we have Plan Bs. It is a rerun on a one more time. We're going again. Elfe in the lead. Okay. Don't fail us now, Comcast. Spectrum, whatever. North American internet service providers. Beautiful through OZ1 and inner clip 1. Great transitions. Karma choking up on that proximity into inner clip 2, the tightest corner of the track. One final transition into OZ3, and Karma is making light work. Beautifully done from Karma there, keeping great proximity throughout the entire track. But of course, Elfe with another textbook lead line. Now, it just goes to show, anyone who thinks that you absolutely need a wheel to hang with the best of them, you don't. Look at that. Look at that. Gentle proximity tightening from Karma through OZ2. Incredible transition and car placement to find himself with full zone coverage and door-to-door proximity. Incredibly done from Karma. Now, a chance to lead Elfe through the track. Elfe in the chase, trying to match the steez that Karma was able to put down on his chase. And Karma's name of the game is to just finish. Oh, Elfe with some early wiggling there. Some angle correction from some wall hits. Some more contact. It's not as smooth as the first time around, but whose fault is it? Is it the wall contact from the lead driver, or is it the body contact from chase driver Elfe, who finds the door through OZ3, and they're going to keep going with it out of the judge section. Beautifully done. In real life, 100% you're getting kicked out. I'm pretty sure you can't continue the drift after the end of the judge section, but in a virtual environment, balls to the wall, baby. Balls to the wall. Now, we see that first run with the instant replay, how smooth and how close proximity Karma had to Elfe, and the judges saw it too. Elfe looking so robotic so far today, looking like every single run was a carbon copy of the previous run. He was looking dialed in, but Karma in the one more time with a beautiful chase run that Elfe could just not duplicate. And Elfe's Season 5 life comes to an end. Elfe, you're a legend. Great runs, man. Pleasure to see ya. Congratulations to Karma for getting on into the top 4 semifinals. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting into the nitty-gritty. This is going to be one hell of a head-to-head. These are two of the best drivers we've seen this season. Daddy Dilds in the chase, CCX Baz in the lead. You know their names. If you don't know, you're about to find out. Now, this is not a case of one's going to have a better lead for sure, or maybe one's going to be more stable than the other. Look at that. Both drivers, no wiggling, no angle correction. It's going to come down to tiny details. The proximity is opening up lots of speed lost there. Okay, Baz with an uncharacteristic amount of speed lost through that exit of OZ2, causing a little bit of an awkward line for Daddy Dilds. Those small mistakes are what we're talking about. It's not going to be, you know, egregious things. You got to really pay attention to look for exactly what's happening and who's at fault. Now, CCX Baz is trying to defend his #1 championship standing spot. He has the most points accumulated over the season, all 6 rounds. Daddy Dilds isn't in contention for the championship podium, but the competitor's spirit never goes to sleep. You're always looking for a win when you're at the level of competition that these two guys are at. Beautifully done up until now. A little bit of rear end contact on OZ2, that barrier, causing issues for the rear end of the Mustang, causing a little bit of contact with the Supra. I don't know. Let's look at it one more time. Now, where is the difference? Where are the details that we're looking for? Now, this initiation looked solid. It's textbook so far. Look how smooth they are. A little bit of left foot braking to pull the car into the middle of the line. Now here, rear contact with the barrier from Daddy Dilds, causing him to slow down just a little bit too much. But Baz carrying a little bit too much speed into the corner. Perhaps not, I don't know. Is that a fault on Daddy Dilds? Is that a fault on Baz, or both? It's up to the judges and not to me. You and I, viewing on YouTube, we get to just sit here and enjoy. The judges have to make the decision. That mistake could have been both drivers, right? Like I said, Daddy Dilds with a little bit of contact on the wall, but the thing is Daddy Dilds didn't bounce. He didn't bounce off the wall. The contact was minimal enough for Daddy Dilds in the lead that he was able to just get right back into his line. He didn't go off of his line very much, but there was contact, and the only thing that came out of it was speed lost. So Daddy Dilds lost just a little bit of speed, but Baz coming in had a little bit too much speed perhaps, and not able to halt the car before making contact with Daddy Dilds there. If Daddy Dilds hit the wall and he bounced off 10 feet, then it's a different situation. And it looks like the judges agree. It is a one more time between Daddy Dilds and CCX Baz. Judge 2 actually had Baz's advance. So it looked like Baz almost inched it out there. He's going to have to keep fighting for this one to find his way into the semifinals to protect his championship standing. Okay, now, do the nerves get to him? Lack of practice, perhaps? I mean, who knows? One more time between Baz and Dilds here in Season 5, Round 6 finale. Beautiful transition, grinding on the wall, not hitting it. Daddy Dilds with 2 tires off there, not 3, so it's not a DNF'd. Daddy Dilds is showing that he is human. Baz putting up a great lead run, but Daddy Dilds, with just a couple of issues, might leave too much of a gap that Baz can fit through and take the reins. Dilds just showing that he is in fact not a robot. And Baz perhaps just that car. Baz has been driving this Supra for seasons, several seasons now. You know it's dialed in. He has the speed and angle so familiar, I'm sure. Daddy Dilds seemed like his speed couldn't really be matched. His speed and grip couldn't be matched with that Mustang, but it seems like he might be meeting his match here with Baz's Supra. You know, Baz doesn't have 2 tires off there. That's one mistake that Dilds had on his chase that Baz does not. If both drivers finish it clean, we could see a Baz continuance into the semifinals. Daddy Dilds doing what he can with maximum angle through OZ3. But unfortunately, that one mistake. Now you can see here, starting out, Baz had a little bit of a straightening out, a little bit of wall contact and bumper contact right here. You see him straighten out just a little bit. And you might have missed it, but those are the small details the judges are looking for. But the really big difference was that inner clip 1 coverage. Inner clip 1 was perfectly covered by Baz on his chase, whereas Daddy Dilds had 2 tires off. We're going to head over to the judges panel. 3, 2, 1. Judge 1 advanced for CCX Baz. Judge 2 advanced for CCX Baz. I know you can't see the names on the screen, but I know who's on the left. It is Baz, defending his championship run still yet, fighting his way into the semifinals. Daddy Dilds, there's nothing more than you can say. Daddy Dilds, incredible driver. He has plenty of his own championship points. He's been fighting into late bracket almost every single round, if not every single round this season. Round of applause for Daddy Dilds and for all the drivers today that have met their end. Okay, as we continue on, we're going to take another quick look into what we just saw. We've seen Crazy Yoda take out 242 Ranga and a nail biter there. Karma with a nail biter against Elfe. Yeah, all 4 of these battles were absolutely incredible. Coming down to the wire, coming down to 1 more times. James Neilio inching ahead of Diesel. And CCX Baz taking out Daddy Dilds. The season finale is not over yet. Our top 4 drivers before you on the screen here in Season 5, season finale of ForzaDriftEvents.com. Make sure if you're watching on YouTube, you're hitting that like button, you're hitting the subscribe button. If you love this content, there is more of it coming. We're going to go ahead. And it looks like Baz, okay, we're getting word on the YouTube live from Shreddit. Congrats to IX Baz for the Season 5 Championship Gold. I think since Baz made it into the top 4, he has enough points to no longer be in jeopardy for losing his championship gold medal. So just like that, Baz has enough points from the rest of the season to put himself into an uncontestable position only in the top 4. That just goes to show you how dominant and how consistent CCX Baz has been all season long. This driver is the real deal, and I would not be surprised, in all seriousness, I would not be surprised to see CCX Baz go even further into the motorsport, find his way into getting a license in Assetto Corsa, and finding himself in big deal competitions over on AC, all from starting out in FDE, which is just an absolute pleasure. Enough glory to Baz. We move on in the top 4. I believe first up, we're going to have Crazy Yoda and Karma on the line. Crazy Yoda now, I don't know. He can't fight for first, but damn, he's already second. So maybe he's just gonna sit happy with that silver medal through the rest of the track. Let's take it over. Congratulations, Baz. Our number 1 for the season. We'll talk more about that later. Karma, Mark 4 in the lead. Crazy Yoda, excuse me, this is the opposite. It looks like we're gonna have Karma in the chase and Crazy Yoda in the lead. Now, Crazy Yoda, not really in too much heat. Unfortunately, not enough points available to be made to take that number 1 spot from the GOAT, but little bit of an issue there. That transition, the transition out of inner clip 1 with a little bit of contact, sending Karma back a little bit. But Karma, that skill, the skill is on display, man. The skill is on display for Karma. I love seeing drivers recover from mistakes. Of course, you never want to see a mistake in the first place. A flawless run is something to behold. But mistakes like that, being able to come back from it, I mean, it is kind of one of the benefits of having this virtual environment, right? Is, you know, you make contact like that, nothing's going to break, right? You're not going to break the car. You have the opportunity to come back into it. So pros and cons of this virtual drift competition we're in. Now Yoda, God, the way Yoda slides through these long sweeping corners is just, it's so smooth. And you hear the contact, you see the contact, but the amount of force behind the contact is getting to be too much. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank God we have instant replay. Forza Drift events with a new feature that we're going to take great advantage of right now and see exactly what happened at that last part of the track. Here I was singing Crazy Yoda's praises, and a little bit of caster curse might have put him in a bad situation. You see, the transition was good. The second transition was good. Now he's choking up on him a little bit too much. What happens here? Okay, so OZ3 looks like wall contact, kind of a similar situation between Baz and Dilds, where wall contact happens with the lead driver, and it causes contact with the chase driver. But it comes down to, is it the slowdown from the lead, or is it too much speed from the chase, right? Two things can be true. Judge 1 advance for Yoda. Judge 3 advance for Crazy Yoda, taking out Karma Mark IV in the semifinals. Crazy Yoda finding his way into the finals yet again. I would love to know how many times Yoda has made podium this season. I know Baz had like back-to-back-to-back silvers. No, it was back-to-back silvers and then a gold, I think, at Long Beach. I can't exactly remember. But Yoda into the semifinals, or excuse me, into the finals. Crazy Yoda finds himself here in season finale of season 5. And up next we have James Nealio from CCX taking on Baz, leader founder of CCX. Nope, 3 silvers. Okay, I gotcha. Thank you, Irish. So Baz just regroup because drivers are stuck in rewind. That is unfortunate. An unfortunate quick break. We'll be back quickly after these messages for the last semifinal and then the crescendo of the season, the final battle of Season 5 Forza Drift events. Don't go anywhere. You won't want to miss it. See you back here in just a few minutes. Welcome back one last time for Forza Drift Events Season 5, Round 6, Season Finale, all in one day. Qualifying runs and head-to-head battles all on this beautiful Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening for some of you, perhaps Sunday morning for some of you as well, as this is a international community and international viewership. So great to have you all here in the season finale of FDE. What has transpired today is before you now. Crazy Yoda fighting through qualifying and a tight top 16 bracket to find himself waiting in the finals for his competitor, which will be one of two, James Neilio or CCX Baz. And during the commercial break, I got a little bit of news, a little bit of an update for y'all. CCX Baz, number 1, Crazy Yoda as number 2, and James Neilio, number 3. These 3 final drivers in round 6 are your season championship podium. So between Baz and Neilio, obviously we're going to see an incredible head-to-head. These drivers came to drive and compete no matter what, but when all is said and done, the 3 remaining drivers are your season champions podium. So beautiful to see. Let's go ahead and take it to the track for our last couple of head-to-heads. The season finale final battles of season 5. Season 5. All right, here we are. James Neilio in the chase, Baz in the lead. We'll fix that graphic for you now. And we'll take you guys across the track. Baz and James, Season 5, Round 6. Now we're going to try to get as much of the action on film as possible. Already lots of contact. You can see James right there. Oh, James with a DNF. Oh my God! Was that okay? I almost want to say that there was a hardware issue with James Neilio. That was very awkward. Oh no, James Neilio. Through the entire first part of OZ1, there was lots of extra contact. He was sending Baz into a straight situation where Baz couldn't get angled because of the contact from the wall and James. And then just whipping it off the track after interclip 1. I don't know. We'll see. Baz now in the chase, James in the lead. Anything can happen. But Baz with a absolute advantage. Now let's see what James can do in the lead there. We saw him all day today. Again, another robotic-looking driver. Okay. All right, Baz. Baz is just getting freaky with it now. You have a 360 and contact with the camera truck. And it looks like James finishes the track. No problem. And what this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is sportsmanship. Both of these drivers, obviously a part of the same team, but regardless of that, have an immense amount of respect for one another, not just for the community, not for just each other, but also for the community. These guys want to give you the best possible semifinal that they can. So Baz throws himself off the track to get a DNF so they can do a one more time. I'm not even going to send it to the judges panel. This is a one more time. Respect to Baz, respect to James, giving you guys your money's worth, aka it's free, but whatever. Immense value here. Baz in the lead, James Neilio in the chase. Two legendary drivers, gentlemen, putting on a show for you all right here, right now. And one more time for the community. James Neilio putting it on the line, definitely keeping close proximity. 2 tires off that inner clip. Just a little bit of an issue with James on that inner clip 1, but we're looking solid for the rest of the track. Beautiful liveries side to side at sunset for round 6 season finale. Love to see it. And now we return once again for Baz in the chase and James in the lead. Baz probably with a bit of an advantage because of James's unfortunate mistake in interclip 1, but I don't think that matters right now. What matters is the side-to-side action between 2 championship drivers of Season 6. James with a bit of wall contact there, looking great. Love the lighting coming in. Great transitions, close proximity. They're getting a little stanky with it, but I don't mind it at all. Into OZ3 and through the final judge section. Round of applause for our 2 drivers. Let's take another look at the crescendo of Season 5, Forza Drift Events. Check out ForzaDriftEvents.com, like and subscribe on the YouTube, and enjoy the slides at Sunset in Irwindale Speedway. Beautiful, beautiful entry into OZ2. A little bit of wall contact there for Baz. But both of these drivers just Respect for the sport, respect for one another, respect for the community. You love to see displays of sportsmanship like that. I'm going to take it over to the judges panel. Between James, Neilio, and CCX Baz, teammates in Casual Crew. Baz founded CCX a ways ago now, or a while ago now, but picking up some of the best drivers in Forza for Forza Drift. And Baz meeting Crazy Yoda in the finals. James, Neilio, the end of Season 5 for your Bronze Championship standing player, accumulating, I'm not exactly sure how many points, but enough points to reign over all the rest, except for Yoda and Baz, which is coming up now. Ladies and gentlemen, your Season 5 Round 6 finale final between two CCX drivers, the winningest team in Forza drifting. Crazy Yoda in the lead, and leader and founder of CCX, Baz, in the chase. Number 1 driver of the season with the most accumulated points, CCX Baz. And second up, CCX Crazy Yoda. And we're off for the final of Season 5. Crazy Yoda looking planted. Baz looking a little shaky through OZ1. Looking for proximity through OZ2. Baz is tapping on the door panel of Crazy Yoda, but Crazy Yoda is not phased. He came here to compete in round 6. Both drivers know they know how to put on a show. That is some of the sweetest drifting you will ever see in this franchise of Forza. Right here, right now. We're not going to miss an opportunity for an instant replay. Are you kidding me? Starting at inner clip 1, you get to see exactly what I'm talking about. It is two professional drivers. And I know this is a small community. I know Forza isn't the biggest name in virtual drifting championships, but hey, what a treat. What an absolute treat. Again, you know these drivers are going to be looking for their footing in Assetto Corsa. And it would not surprise me to see them go even further with their careers into deeper in the motorsport. But here we have CCX Baz in the lead and Yoda in the chase. Two drivers that have been able to be the winningest drivers amongst hundreds of competitors throughout the entire season. Baz, textbook, beautiful snappy transitions. Crazy Yoda with wall contact that sends him out wide. Now that is what I'm saying when I say the more force behind the hit, you can tell. No way. Crazy Yoda with a tiny mistake. We're going to run that back immediately. That may well be the fate sealed for the season finale. Now right here, look at this transition from Baz in the lead. Yoda's just a little bit behind. He comes in a little bit sharp to the last bit of OZ2. A small wall tap sends him out wide. He misses the exit coverage of OZ2. That's going to cost him points, and we're going to see what the judges have to say. I think we can see it with our own eyes, but the judges panel must read the same. I suspect this is another gold for CCX Baz. Obviously, we want to get the decision right, but we saw with our own eyes CCX Baz advancing from Judge 1, Judge 2, and Judge 3. You knew what was going to happen. Baz with another season gold here in round 6, the finale of season 5. Baz finds another podium win, and as does Crazy Yoda. Let's take it over to the top 16, round off our top 3 of the day and of the season. There you go. ForzaDriftEvents.com presents your season 5, round 6 season finale. Baz in first place, taking gold, not just of round 6, but the season championship standings. Second place, not just of round 6, but also the season champion, your silver medalist for today and for season 5, Crazy Yoda. And yet again, James Neelio taking bronze in round 6 and the season. An incredible day. I could not imagine a more perfect way to end FDE Season 5. We hope all of you guys are enjoying the season, have enjoyed the season, have enjoyed today, and are looking forward to what's to come in the future from the community, from these drivers. Of course, www.ForzaDriftEvents.com for all things FDE. Click like and subscribe on the YouTube, as we do have a little bit of a performance here for y'all. Oh, I love y'all too, man. Like I said before, being a commentator for this community is one of the best things I've done in gaming my whole life. Obviously, I streamed on Twitch for years and was ranking high in leaderboards for different games and have accomplished a lot. I've loved video games, I love gaming, but FDE Season 4 and Season 5 might just take the cake. I gotta be honest here. Let me not make a shadow. Let's go on the left-hand side. We have all 3 of our podium drivers for the season and for the round here. Right by inner clip 1, the inner clip that caused so many DNFs and issues today for so many drivers, but not these 3. CCX is on top. I dare say the winningest team in drifting on Forza. Up and first, of course, in the Supra, Baz, the Mustang, Crazy Yoda, and that old Skyline. Skyline is Crazy Yoda, and the Mustang is James Neelio. Now, I'm pretty sure we're going to have Shreddit come take a photo or something like that. I'm not really exactly sure what's going on, but these gentlemen are your season champions. Let's see if I can rewind here and it still looks good. Okay, it looks good. Let's take it back to the top 16. There you have it. I don't think we have anything else for you. If Shreddit or any of the other judges, we want to say thank you. Let's do some love for the FDE staff. All of the things that you guys saw today, all the upgrades, this judges panel, the top 16 bracket. Look at this, the replay that we got today. Hopefully you guys really enjoyed the instant replays. Let's watch them go around the track one more time as Shreddit's joining in with me. All of these upgrades to production, to behind the scenes for the website, it's all done for free with love. All right, so lots of love and praise to all of the FDE staff for putting together an incredible community. Shreddit, you first and foremost. I personally know how much effort and how much time and how much love and passion you put into this project of yours. So, you know, the end of season 5, I've been here for 2 seasons, and it's been nothing but incredible action and just one of the best community spaces on Forza and gaming in general. Really a standard, in my opinion, for gaming communities in general. So, thank you, man.
Yeah, man.
Thank you guys. Like it's obviously
it's a pleasure.
like not
yeah, it's a pleasure for me too. Like none of this would be possible without you guys. So it's a community effort. Everybody brings in what they can and what they know, and yeah, amazing stuff like this can happen when you put great minds together and just have fun.
Exactly.
1000%, man.
But yeah, obviously, big thank you to all the staff members across the whole season, especially CCX boys, Metal Drifting, formerly known also as D2DA people, and all the people. Kill All Tires, obviously, as a substitute judge for today. Literally last minute,
during the drivers meeting.
We called him like 2 minutes before we
Kill,
were
you
actually supposed to start.
Clutched up, dude. Like,
I'd love to come back, honestly. Like, I may have been on Assetto for the last 6 or 8 months or whatever, but it's just like, I'm permanently a part of this community as
Absolutely,
far as that's
bro.
concerned, and
Exactly,
we're gonna be back.
Kill All Tires started here
6.
with us. I think season 2, somewhere around that, maybe season 3. Can't remember exactly, but yeah, you've been here a long time, and yeah, you've seen it all. You know most of the people, so I was like, that's the perfect judge for the finale here today.
And as mentioned before, man, I mean, just because we're Forza original, like a origin of the community or whatever, doesn't mean we can't be a hybrid. And I've tested the FDE cars on Assetto, and they're amazing. So if you got PC, definitely come on and try them out.
That's what I'm saying. Check out www.forzadriftevents.com. Get linked into the Discord. There's entire channels and categories of channels for Assetto Corsa content. So check out the car pack.
Yep, upcoming very, very, very soon.
Yes, sir. Anything else you
Sanji
guys would like to? Oh, dude, it's
a
pleasure.
I could just stay here and thank all the people, like just name them one by one. But I guess
and the drivers, right?
Yeah,
all the drivers.
None of this happens without the drivers, so like it's a big commitment.
Exactly,
in terms of like practice and just being here on all the weekends. Yeah, it takes time, but obviously it's supposed to be fun, and hopefully everybody here has enjoyed
Absolutely.
their time.
It's whether
and
you
as we we continuously try to improve all systems and make the comps better, and obviously Forza, not being Forza, it's very hard to do so, but we still find ways to make it better somehow. I don't know, like 2 years ago I already felt like I was running out of ideas, but absolutely not. Like I wasn't.
No, the introduction of the instant replay today, especially for those top the semifinals and the finals, the instant replay is so clutch. It's beautiful. Love it.
Yes,
but yeah, whether you guys showed up for one round or for every single round, all of the drivers who qualify, even if you never even made it into the top 32, just qualifying, just showing up, registering for the event, showing up to the drivers meeting and putting down your best is perfect.
It's just like getting used to being under pressure. It's like doesn't matter, like it's just you got to get in that environment more often, and that's ultimately going to get you on the improvement track.
Yep. That's why you get the CCX podium you got today, because CCX is the most active team on Forza. They're here every single day practicing against the other best players. So if you guys want to get involved, CCX is an open team. Go try out, go get involved. All of the links are on the Discord and on the website. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the YouTube. And I almost, it's a little bit bittersweet to come to an absolute conclusion, but I think that's the end of season 5, my man. I think that's it.
It was an amazing ending. Really I can't ask for anything better, bro. It was awesome.
Season 6 will be around the corner sooner enough, though.
Yes, sir. Yeah, incredible to see Baz, Crazy Yoda, and James in first, second, and third of the round and the season. Definitely a highlight. Very cool. Very cool.
Great to see 3 regulars on the podium.
Facts. All right,
Sanji,
gentlemen.
I can't thank you enough for just being out here, man. It's just awesome. Your commentating is amazing. Always super interactive. Can't thank you enough,
show some
man.
love to Shunzi, honestly.
I appreciate it.
Just a great commentator.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that, especially since we had a little bit of an issue earlier this season. We ended up missing a round or two. I definitely didn't like doing that, but thankfully everything was able to come together today, and we were able to have a good season finale. So it's one of my favorite things I've ever done with video games. It's easy to just jump on with a game and enjoy it for a little while and leave, but being able to contribute a skill that I have to a community that really appreciates it is the best feeling. So you guys are great. I appreciate everyone. You guys have a great rest of your weekends over on YouTube. Get involved with Forza Drift events through www.forzadriftevents.com. Come back for more side-to-side action in the future. And until then, have a great one. We're out. Bye-bye, Season 5. GG's to Baz,
Bye,
Crazy
everybody.
Yoda, and James. GG's.
See you guys soon.
Good
Yeah,
night,
boys. See you
everybody.
in Season 6.
Yo.
You're